Will, I didn't think this day would come. They get the X. Yay.
It's time.
Welcome back to the James and Dame Show. I'm Josiah.
And I'm Will.
And today we're going over Week 15 recap. Oh boy, we got some stuff to talk about because good stuff happened this week. And bad stuff happened, unfortunately. I mean, it is what it is. So we're just going to go straight into it. I guess we can talk about Thursday night because there are some things that I have to say very much. Todd Bowles. If this man is not fired, especially if they miss the playoffs to the Panthers, I'm going to burn that city to the ground. I will fly to Tampa Bay. I will find you, Todd Bowles. How do you lose to Raheem Morris and the Falcons?
They blew what? Was it a 14-point lead?
Close to a 14-point lead. I don't remember what the number was.
It
It was a lead regardless. You blew a lead to the Falcons. The art masterminds of the choke.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
14-point lead in the fourth quarter. 18 accepted penalties against the Falcons,
and they still won.
Yeah, and it they didn't even have Drake London. Admittedly, Kyle Pitts had.
Oh, Kyle Pitts had an amazing day.
I
feel so bad for everybody who had him on their bench in fantasy because holy cow!
How about me who picked him every year prior until this year because I said this would not be the year, and
now it's the year because screw you, Will.
It's. I mean, a good statement win for the Falcons for Kirk Cousins. This might give him a chance at potentially playing somewhere next year. Again, good for Kyle Pitts. This is just panic time for the Buccaneers. This is just not.
It's not
good.
What you want.
And the funny thing is, this was watching this game, watching them lose. It's how do you lose this? It's great, you just gave the Panthers the driver's seat. And then the Panthers go out and they lose to the Saints. Huh?
Who's in charge of this?
The Saints have 4 wins, and 3 of them are against division opponents. And it's the teams that are fighting for the one. Panthers, and Buccaneers.
Oh my gosh, yes.
What are we doing in the NFC South?
What are we doing?
I thought the NFC South was going to at least be... NFC South is infuriating.
Oh, you think?
I don't even know.
Yeah.
No.
I've got an extra grind against Todd Bowles, but I also have another thing for the Panthers because I like them as a team. I think they're a great underdog story that if they get to the playoffs, they could, be there at the very least and be haha, Todd Bowles didn't make it. Are you going to fire him now? This is what I've been asking for years now. They won't do it because they've been getting to the playoffs in a very terrible division. I just want them to get out of the playoffs. I do not want Todd Bowles there. Just don't like him as a coach. I think he's been doing terrible things to that team. You had an MVP caliber Baker Mayfield the first 6 weeks of the season, and you are 7-7. Going into Week 16.
Yeah.
I'm very disappointed.
And you can't even use the excuse of injury as much.
No.
You got Bucky back. You got Mike Evans back.
Mike Evans was playing that game.
He did well. You have Chris Godwin back.
They had everybody. They still lose the Falcons.
It's just
I hate everything about Todd Bowles.
It's a very frustrating Tampa Bay team.
Yes.
Well, again, like it's frustrating for the Panthers, not as much because it's like it's just like you had your chance. You were playing the Saints. Everything was right there. And
You got swept by the Saints.
You got swept
The
by
Saints!
the Saints. For some reason, Kirk Cousins and the Falcons on Thursday night just cannot lose to the Buccaneers.
You want to know what's funny? The
What?
Saints have 4 wins. 2 of them were against the Panthers. And do you want to know who has the same record as the Saints? The Cincinnati Bengals.
That's funny.
I'm infuriated because it's like there are teams that should be winning these games, but no, not the NFC South. We got to have it be this mysterious division where we don't even know who's going to be the one to take that spot in that division. Just cancel the division. Literally. Like
Give away their playoff spot.
launch them into the sun. I don't know. Do something.
Give away the NFC South and give
Give it to like the NFC North or the NFC West.
Yeah,
Do
just
something
make another
there.
wild card spot.
Yeah, exactly.
Let the Lions.
Yeah, let the Lions in. They'll at least be better than whatever comes out of the NFC South. But okay,
Yeah,
my rant's done.
I will say I really am hoping for the Panthers to pull that one out.
Oh my gosh,
It'd be
it would
something
be amazing.
fresh. It would maybe move maybe push the ticket on Todd Bowles and the Buccaneers, where I'm just like, yeah, he's winning you divisions, but if they're weak divisions and he's
Doesn't mean anything.
no, and you don't do anything, like it might push that along. And again, I'd just like to see Bryce Young and give him some experience in the playoffs, give that team some experience. Where who knows, maybe they even pull off an upset or something.
They can. They have home field advantage.
Yeah, they would have home field advantage. But you did another team I want to mention that you did put in there is the Bengals, who did come out in a loss to the Ravens with gotta be like Joe Burrow's one of Joe Burrow's
Worst performances I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, he even said himself, he was like, me playing on any team in the league would have lost. If I was their quarterback for anyone this week, we would have lost with my play, which is basically his way of saying, I lost us that game.
Yeah, I mean, at least he's honest about it.
He takes accountability, but it was not.
It was an awful game. I didn't think the Bengals were going to win. I mean, I picked the Ravens because I didn't think they were going to do it. I mean, the Ravens are 500 again.
Woo.
Don't know if that's going to be enough to take that division, but if the Steelers are going to go 9-8, you got to win your last 3. Yeah, Ravens. I guess not really much to talk about except you shut out the Bengals.
They did have the interception by, I believe it was Buchanan, that he turned around and just handed it off to Alohi Gilman, who took it back the rest of the way. Just like made my day. I was like, I thought that was very entertaining. I think it may have been, or maybe it was Kyle Van Noy. I think it was actually Van Noy, but just started his return, picked off in the end zone, gets about 15 yards maybe downfield, and then goes, this is not going to work. Take it. Off to the races to the end zone. And I just thought that was funny. But yeah, offense for the Ravens didn't really
It's
do.
there
Yeah, it was.
again, but
This was more of a defensive showing, and I'm proud of that. You know,
your defense is somewhat decent. Your offense needs to wake up.
they
Lamar
do.
Jackson is not the same quarterback right now.
No,
I don't
he's
know what's going on there.
It's a little concerning. I'm hoping they tap into that potential soon. But the story of this game is the fact that this was, in fact, the nail in the coffin for the Bengals.
Bungle's gonna bungle. Didn't think it'd be this bad, so goodbye.
And then speaking of teams getting the axe this week, we saw on Monday night, especially keeping it a little bit with the AFC North, because this was after the Ravens when they were potentially up for being tied again and even, I think, technically taking the lead in the division. No, they wouldn't have taken the lead, but it would have made it at least interesting.
Closer.
Yeah, a lot closer. It was the Steelers playing the Dolphins, and the Steelers actually came out and played pretty well. They've actually looked pretty solid, which is, if that offense can actually get going, that might actually be a concerning team in the.
But will it translate to the playoffs, though?
Don't think you can have any guarantee of that with the Steelers. But unfortunately, it keeps them in front of the division, keeps them out front, a little bit of a lead.
Yes.
And then unfortunately for the Dolphins, this does in fact actually end their season, as it's honestly kind of just a surprise that they were still
In contention.
in the races. The fact that they were there was interesting by this time.
I mean, they were beating up a bunch of bad teams, so it made sense why they had some hope.
Yeah, but the fact that they almost made it back to 500 was
Impressive, because earlier this season, I was like, oh.
they were one
They're
of
like
the worst
bottom
teams.
5.
Yeah, they were like one of the worst teams.
Yeah, especially with the mid-season debacle with Tua and McDaniels. So, yeah. Well, Dolphins, you tried your best, but in vain. It wasn't going to work. I think the Tua experiment's over, so it's time to roll some heads.
Heads will roll.
Heads will roll.
And then, in an interesting fashion, we have a team that actually got eliminated off of a win.
Yeah.
Just by just other teams winning, and like another team that's kind of just surprising that they won. But they did definitely make another team's chances of making it in much less likely, and that would be the Minnesota Vikings beating the Cowboys.
At Dallas.
Cowboys, I think they had like a couple weeks where they felt like they could be pretty good. Those are since gone.
Yeah.
Defense has not been what they need, and offense has not been dominant enough.
Yeah.
And J.J. McCarthy is not playing horrible anymore. It wasn't great. It was J.J. McCarthy fashion.
He did the gritty into the end zone. If you have J.J. McCarthy grittying into your home end zone, cancel the franchise. Like, that's sad.
No, but
They killed over and died. That's what happened.
yeah, the Cowboys just really struggling. I don't know. It just feels like they're struggling to get control of these games.
That's what happens when your defense just sucks.
You still manage to have some semblance of a chance to get in.
It's like 1%, I think.
Yeah, it's I think less than 1%, because now you have to somehow pass the Eagles. I think is the only way. Is the only
Yeah,
way.
it is the only way, really. So the Eagles got to do a generational choke here.
I wouldn't put it past them, but
No, I wouldn't.
For the Vikings, unfortunately, with only chances, the wild card spot, and that has since dissipated with a dominant Bears win. The Vikings have been eliminated from contention.
How unfortunate. Vikings, I appreciate you bringing 9 into the fold. That's kind of about it, really. I do appreciate the memes that have come out of that locker room video. They've been fun. They've honestly been fun. So, unfortunately, 9 will have to sit on the couch for the rest of the season.
And then I guess this is going to be a good segue going forward as the last team eliminated this week. As I feel like Josiah's been dreaming about this for years. The Chargers knocking off the Chiefs. The Chiefs officially out of the playoffs. It doesn't feel entirely like reality.
No, I feel like there's still like that one little bitty chance that they just get into the playoffs. Like
they're just automatic bid.
Yeah, automatic bid or something. Like I'm waiting for something to happen.
Someone has to forfeit a spot or something.
Yeah.
No.
It's been due.
This is what
especially with what happened at Super Bowl. That was a smackdown. This is just the catalyst. Like this is like the end.
Yeah.
Of the dynasty, probably, because we don't know what's happening to Kelsey. We don't know what's going to happen to Andy Reid. Mahomes is out for the rest of the season. Does he want to stay in Kansas City? Probably. I mean, that's the only place he knows. Where do you take this really for this franchise? Because like, I mean, 3 Super Bowls and 9 seasons, that's still pretty impressive. I mean, you have to at least give it up to them. But like every dynasty, it just kind of falls flat on its face. I mean, you saw how the Patriots dynasty died. The Titans beat them in a wild card.
That one.
And then you've seen in years past, there's always been something to unravel them. Unfortunately, it was just their offense is not as scary anymore. Like they're just not the same team as in years past. They're not like still Chris Jones, amazing. Like you got some great players, but they're just not the same. Oh, it's the Chiefs. It's like, oh, it's the Chiefs. Like the mentality has shifted from them. Like they're not scary anymore. They're just like, oh, we could probably beat them. Like there's been a change.
They are a beatable team.
Yeah.
This is gonna be weird. It's the first time since '98 that we've not had a playoffs with Brady, Manning, or Mahomes, and so it's like we're experiencing something.
This is new territory. This is ridiculous.
Something that has not been experienced in our lifetime.
What is 2025?
So that's just
People were already saying that we're gonna have another 2020 or 2017 championship weekend picture where you had Bortles, Foles, Keenum, and Brady in the same picture for the AFC and NFC championships.
Interesting.
I don't know, quite sure about that yet because we haven't seen it. Something weird's gonna happen this year. I don't know if I'm 100% for it, but I am 100% for this. Chiefs, people have had an axe to grind for years and years, and it has finally come. I think we can put the Brady Mahomes debate to rest for at least another year. I would hope. People are picking up straws right now, but this genuinely might be the end of the dynasty. So
maybe
you shall not go to the playoffs. Right.
Yeah. And this does come with like some rough news. I mean, again, you did get eliminated, so it's not like the worst time for it, but
No.
we do see late in that game as they try to come back and stay and actually potentially even pull off a win. Patrick Mahomes went down with a torn ACL, and unfortunately, this was kind of a brutal week where he was not the only one to have a serious injury. We also saw Micah Parsons go out with a torn ACL in their loss to the Broncos. A very hard-fought win for the Broncos, but they lost. Packers lost Parsons and Watson.
The same game.
Watson, fortunately, he injured his shoulder on a Jordan Love interception.
So wait, week by week? Is that what I'm hearing?
Right now, it looks like a potential week by week. We're not sure how much he might miss this next week. It could be doesn't come back till playoffs. The concern with Watson is he's an injury-prone guy. So seeing an injury is
known.
Yeah, seeing an injury is concerning. They lose Parsons, so like how? Because losing to Denver doesn't say too much, but these injuries, how much does that say for the Packers? Because team that started to feel like they hit their stride again. But yeah, the Packers could potentially be in some trouble. See, looking at the Commanders, not really like a major injury, but Jaden Daniels gets shut down for the rest of the year, which is just a good business decision. For the Cardinals, Bam Knight is going to miss the rest of the year with a pretty severe ankle injury, which, I mean, it's the Cardinals late in the year, like, big deal. But, like, looking at the injuries they have, this is their third running back that is out for the year because he joins Trey Benson and James Conner. So they're they're hurting in the running back
It's
department.
hurt. There.
But the other one that was kind of, there's was it Devin Neal, the Saints running back, suffered an injury, but Devontae Adams also suffering an injury, re-aggravating a like a hamstring injury that took him out of the game in Detroit. He's going to be, I believe, week to week. We're not exactly sure, but he might miss next week. But he should hopefully, fingers crossed, be back for the playoffs. Which, I mean, good. It might be the move anyways, because the Rams, they did clinch a playoff spot already. Them and the Broncos in their wins are the sole two teams to have a hold on their divisions, or not their divisions, the playoff spots.
Their spots.
So yeah, I mean, it was a week of a lot of stuff going on. You got Buffalo.
Yes.
What do you take away from the Buffalo Patriots game?
I told you the Patriots are not invincible. I've been saying this for weeks. Patriots were about to drop one, and I wasn't sure which one it would be, but I definitely knew it was going to be a divisional game, especially against Buffalo, and I called it because Buffalo had a chip on their shoulder. They came out and beat you in the second half, particularly. 35 in the second half, 0 points in the first. So, sounds like a choke if I've ever heard one. So the Patriots are a little inconsistent right now, or at least their pass attack or their passing game on defense is not super solidified. They have holes. They're a very young team. They're going to have some growing pains. It's just what happens. I could finally stop hearing the Drake May thing for at least another week. And people were like, oh, Drake May is Josh Allen's daddy. They've played how many times now? 3?
Yeah, 3. They didn't even, I think they only
Yeah, and I think
3 times.
Josh Allen has beaten him twice.
Yeah.
So I don't, I know there's like a weird cult following with Drake May, so I think it's funny, but sometimes it's very concerning, a little too concerning. But for the Bills, this is what you want at the end of the season. You want to be aggressive. You want to try and take the division back. I know it's going to be hard. You're fighting an uphill battle, but this is what you've needed. So you got to close out the end of the season. Hopefully win 2, maybe 3 of your last games, and then hopefully the Patriots will collapse just a wee bit. They were due for a loss, and it just took until week 15 to do so. So, both teams kind of in the same trajectory. One's sliding a little bit, one's going up, but they're bound to be like a roller coaster here and there. Because for once, the AFC East is competitive, at least between 2 teams. So,
yeah,
I'm enjoying it. So,
I mean, yeah, we saw again. It was just a weird week. We saw Trevor Lawrence have 6 touchdowns.
yes, Trevor Lawrence.
6 touchdowns. He just is such an anomaly because the moment you start to decide, okay, he's not the guy.
He's not that guy.
He starts playing like he's had an amazing 3-game stretch, but he looked so replaceable earlier this year.
Yes. There were many games where we were like, they might have to kick him out.
Like, is he the guy now? Are we out on him? Where are we at with Trevor Lawrence? Like, going forward, is he...
He might stay in Jacksonville for a little bit longer, but I don't know how much longer. If he can get them far, that might completely change.
Yeah, it'll
However, like, this is the same thing we've been dealing with for years, where we had that one season where they beat the Chargers in the playoffs, and they were 9-8. People were like, "Oh my gosh, Jacksonville, they could be good next year," and then they fell off the face of the earth. And then this last year, or at least going into this year, looking at this, we were like, "Oh wow, yeah, Jacksonville, they'd be lucky if they win 5 games." They're 10-4 right now.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I thought the Bills were consistent.
I mean,
I thought some other teams were inconsistent. This is the epitome of inconsistency.
I mean, Liam Cohen's done a good job. That run game is very strong. Travis Etienne is having a great bounce back year. They did lose Tutton, I believe, for the rest of the year, which is unfortunate. But I mean, when you have Etienne playing at the level he is, and then he goes online and says that, what did he say? He said, "I've won a championship with Trevor, and I've not seen him play like this." That's the praise he has. Again, teammates, they're gonna have biases, but no, I don't think a lot of people know Trevor as well as Trevor does. So
he trusts him, which is what you want.
It is quite a crazy year for the Jaguars, and I'm curious to see if we get to see more of this Trevor or not. But I would like to pick your brain on who you think some of these division winners are going to be as we're down to the final stretch.
Yes, we are.
And none of these really feel like clean. I think there's maybe one division where you can say confidently, like, it's
locked.
Yeah, it's pretty much locked. It's not officially, but it's pretty much locked. But we'll go down the line. We'll start with the AFC East. Again, this coming down to the Patriots and Bills. Patriots, they have a game ahead, and
Bills,
they did split, but unless something, Bills have 2 division losses with the loss to the Dolphins, so Patriots need at least one more division loss to at least get them tied, or 2 non-division losses.
Don't they play at Miami?
I believe they have to play Miami and New York. Yeah. After they play the Ravens and then New York and Miami. But I mean, there's rumblings that Tua might get benched for the rest of the year, because of his play. So,
but if I know the Dolphins, they like to play spoiler quite a bit, and I don't know if they're playing in Miami, but.
That game will be in New England.
They've beaten New England in New England before, just saying.
I have.
So,
AFC East, who's your prediction?
AFC East, I expect the Patriots to pull away regardless. I would be surprised if the Bills did somehow win that one. I mean, it wouldn't be too surprised, but I wouldn't be like, I don't know.
You're not expecting.
I'm not expecting it.
That's fair.
I'm probably in the middle with it, mostly because I know the Patriots will probably win like at least 2 more games, and then like rest their starters or something. But they need. The thing is that we've seen this before with Mac Jones. When Mac Jones was there back in 2021, people were like, "Oh yeah, the Patriots are back. They're winning the division," and then the Patriots completely biff that and go lose the division to the Bills. So I'm not saying it's the same thing, but it's happened before. So Patriots, please be cautious, especially going forward. This is the point where the Bills just for some reason just take the division out of your hands, because they've done it once before. They'll probably do it again. Yeah,
I will also agree with you. I do think the Patriots are going to pull out the division. I still think the Bills are my favorite as far as AFC representatives.
Oh, they may be inconsistent, but when they're playing on fire, they are on fire.
So I do think the Patriots still managed to pull out the division though. AFC North, we got Steelers Ravens. They still have to play one more time.
Yeah.
Steelers, they're playing pretty well right now, so it's not going to be easy. They do have to play. They go Lions, Browns, and then Ravens. So
9-8 still on the table for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
I think if anything, the Steelers will probably take that division. Unfortunately, I don't trust the Ravens right now.
Yeah,
as much as I want to. That offense is concerning.
I mean, there's still a very clear path for the Ravens to potentially take it. Where again, a win over the Steelers, that puts it into that goes to a different tiebreaker at that point, because division-wise, that would tie them unless the Browns somehow, if the Browns beat the Steelers and then the Ravens beat the Steelers,
Yeah, they're not making the playoffs.
then the Ravens, yeah, they have complete control.
Yeah. So I think it just comes down to who's going to mess up first. And honestly, I trust the Steelers only a little bit more, but those two teams are very inconsistent. But knowing Tomlin, you got to have that 9-8 season or the rare 10-7 season. They're mediocre every single year. So it's bound to happen.
Yeah, but I mean, again, also I'll also add again for the Steelers. Yeah, you have two division opponents in the Browns and the Ravens, and then you have the Lions, which are not going to be easy. But Ravens on the other side, they still have the Patriots, and then they have the Packers, and then you have the Steelers in Pittsburgh. So their schedule is not at all easy, but it'll be interesting to see who wants it more. I think that's just kind of the point we're at with these two. It's tough for me to say that the Ravens will pull it out. Right now, the way the Steelers are playing, it does favor the Steelers absolutely, which is a bummer to see. Obviously, I'm still going to pull for my Ravens, but right now, I think the Steelers have an inside track with a slightly easier schedule. I will be finding myself rooting for Shadur Sanders in a week.
Yeah,
in a
you'll
week's
have
time.
to.
But, you know, I've seen crazier things happen. So
Yeah, there have been some wild things.
onto the AFC South, though. This one is anyone's division, really.
Yeah.
Because we could still see Phillip Rivers win this division. They're only being only 2 games behind. It's still a long shot, but they still got to play quite a few of their division opponents still, or they have to play 2 more at least. That being the Jaguars and Texans the last 2 weeks.
I was about to say they have to play those 2 again.
So,
Out of the AFC South, I trust the Texans more. I don't know why I'm saying that, but
I mean,
I trust them more. They close games. They know how to win them. Yes, that offense is hella inconsistent, but that defense, that's a game changer in my opinion.
it's gonna be interesting. Jaguars and Texans have split. Colts.
It's an uphill battle with them.
Colts still have to play the Texans and the Jags. Texans again, they split with the Jags, and they've already beat the Colts once. It's gonna be tough. They don't have too tough of a schedule. I mean, you have Raiders, then you have Chargers, then Colts. So it's definitely winnable games. I mean, Chargers is gonna maybe be tough though. This is gonna be a tougher stretch, so it's gonna be interesting. Jaguars in the driver's seat, obviously. You go Broncos, but then you go Colts and Titans, so it just gets easier. And if they can pull off a win against the Broncos, if you can pull off wins against Broncos, Colts, I think they actually have the division pretty much. There's a very good chance by week 18 they're resting their starters against the Titans.
Oh, easily.
So I am going to give, again, this is a team with an inside track and not too tough of a schedule. This next week is the only game that might pose a threat to them. So I'm going to actually go with the Jaguars winning the South, but Texans are right there. I just want to believe in the Colts, but
no, I don't anymore. I'm sorry.
And then last of the AFC, we have Broncos and Chargers for the West.
Broncos take that division.
I'm
not really not saying I won't give the Chargers a chance. I just don't think that Broncos will choke that. If they do, that'd be very funny.
I mean, well, the thing is, it's 2 games. Chargers Broncos still play. They play week 18.
Mm-hmm.
That could be for the division, and the Chargers are undefeated in division play. If they go undefeated in division play, then if they win out, go undefeated in division play, they only need the Broncos to lose one other game. And like I just mentioned, the Broncos do play the Jags this next week, which, I mean, I wouldn't say that, like, the Jags should be favored in that.
No,
But
it's not always a guaranteed win.
yeah, I mean, because other than that, it's the only other game the Broncos have that maybe does anything is playing the Chiefs on Christmas. But
That's about it, really.
now, with no Mahomes, that's
Yeah,
moot.
minute. Yes.
So I'll go with the Broncos, but I'm keeping a sneaky eye on the Chargers, who it's they do have a chance, and I'm kind of pulling for it a little bit. NFC East, this is kind of the most of a gimme. I feel like the Eagles,
Yeah.
Eagles have this one pretty easy. Cowboys have like the longest odds to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Of teams
We
that-
might actually see the first back-to-back champions of that division in 20 years.
I don't know how you don't. If you're the Eagles, I don't know how you don't. This division was like a cakewalk for you.
Yes,
and,
it was very much a cakewalk. If you choke this somehow,
I mean,
we are going to dance on your graves. I'm
they
just
are
saying.
2-2. Like I don't know, but NFC North,
The North.
Bears, Packers, Lions.
It might end up being the Bears.
I
That's crazy to say, but it might end up being the Bears. If anything, it's coming down to the Bears and Packers right now because those two are the ones in the lead.
The funny thing is, the Packers are undefeated in division play. The Bears are leading the division, but 1-3 in division play.
Yeah,
So-
I know. It's so weird.
But I do think I have to go with the Bears with the loss of Micah Parsons for the Packers.
It's not looking too great right now, especially with you guys playing next week.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough because then you get Packers at home, and you do have 49ers and Lions, but
We have Packers and okay. Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of things going up this next week. We'll get into
it's
that.
getting down to the wire. But
Yeah.
Bears are gonna. It's not gonna
North.
be easy for the Bears, but I do like their trajectory right now. So
Yeah. So, I mean, then what is it?
South,
NFC South.
I'm gonna just say Panthers.
I am also saying Panthers. We don't need to go into
Buccaneers
that.
are just bad right now.
So are
and
the Panthers, but they're inconsistently.
They're all
Good,
over the place.
bad.
Buccaneers are just bad right now.
Yes.
And then there's
The West.
oof.
I think it's the Rams, but it really is
I do-
anybody's division.
I do too. You have three.
Juggernauts.
You have
Well,
Two
two
of them-
juggernauts, a limping juggernaut, and there's the Cardinals.
Cardinals are just
They're just there. They're having a good time. Not really.
they hit a window.
Yeah.
Get bird window.
You know.
Hit a window. They're just lying dead on the ground.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
But no, like 49ers, I think they're making really good argument for making the playoffs. They don't have the easiest remaining schedule, but I think the 49ers could miss the playoffs.
Oh, they easily.
I think with the way they are playing, but they have pretty good odds to make the playoffs. I don't think they make or win the division. I am gonna go with the Rams because I just think the Rams have the best odds to just pull this one out. But it's so hard to put anything past the Seahawks, who have probably the easier path. Well, actually,
Yeah.
no. The Rams have Seahawks this weekend, and they have Falcons.
Oh, never mind then.
So-
Yeah, it's.
I'll give that. Yeah, that just backs my claim of I think the Rams will win the division, but there's a lot up in the air right now.
Yeah.
It is exciting
Fun
as
times.
as things come down to the wire, and divisions will be fought for in the coming weeks. So, thank you so much for joining us for this Week 15 recap, full of
Thanks.
What? And we always enjoy having such a great audience here, and we appreciate you for dropping in week after week. So, thank you so much for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you next time.